Well, this has been my trip this time out. So I started off right there at the one, and then I went over here up to St. Louis, loaded, went down to San Antonio, right there, and then unloaded, and then I went over to Houston and took a load all the way up to that skip right there is where it was early in the morning. And I don't like to drive with the light of the GPS on, so that was early in the morning. Drove on up to right there at the Washington, Oregon border, which was right out of Hermiston, Irrington, and then drove back down to Burley, Idaho, picked up a load, and then I took it up over to Platte, an Amish community. I took a load to the Amish community there in Platte, and then I picked up a load down in Kansas, Salina, Kansas, and I took that down to Florida, right outside of Ocala in Riddick, Florida. And then again, I skipped is early in the morning where I don't drive with the GPS on, and turned it back on right upside north of Atlanta there, and back to the house. So that's my route to down to Texas. See, to St. Louis, down to Texas, from Texas up to Washington, Oregon border, down to Burley, over to South Dakota, down to Kansas, from Kansas down to Florida, and back to the house where the number one is. And there we are. So that's my trip this time out, and I can tell you the freight rates are so bad that it took me 3 weeks to make what I would generally make in 1 week. So that's 3 times the miles. It's pretty bad. So I used to make $3.80 a mile, $4 to $4.40 a mile, and this time out I was fortunate to get $2.47. Let's see, I got I think $3.20 going to Texas, and then from Texas I got $3 a mile going to Hermiston or Irrington, Oregon, and then out of Burley back to South Dakota was $2.20 a mile, and then out of Salina, Kansas down to Florida was $2.47 a mile, and then I deadhead home. So pretty bad. But I'm at the house and I'm rest up my eyeballs, and I got some maintenance to do on a truck, and then I'll be getting back on the road, I'm sure. God bless. Have lots of fun wherever you are. And later.